Okay, Captain. If we're going to bring any kind of fight to the conductor, I'll need to reclaim some of my original Exodus Black tech. I'll integrate it into my system, and then... Watch out, the conductor! I'll be better at researching how to destroy you. That's a lot of data on the floor. But we can always recover. Recording gear prime to see what you make of that, Captain. Guardian secured.
Well fought, fire team. With this data, we will be one step ahead of the conductor. If we can stop her before she hurts anyone else, maybe then she will listen to reason.
Love your optimism, bud, but he wasn't exactly giving off a reasonable vibe.
She has lost her way, as I did mine. She does not have to remain lost.
Captain, I was able to access the memory cores of the exos you found.
They were not pleasant. But they did have access codes and geological data about minerals. Not a thrilling read, but the descrambled codes might open up some doors. I'll send them to you.
Hello, Guardian. Failsafe asked that I take over briefing duties while she works on her research. We were speaking earlier. She had disengaged her filter, so she used her rain cloud voice. And she asked how it felt when I took the memories of the other saints. I told her it was like becoming more myself. That saint and me, we are the same. But there was one important difference. You, Guardian. The other saint, he died alone. But I met you after Osiris sent you to find me. You gave me hope in my darkest time. I fought to live up to your example. That is how I survived. And slowly I found I was no longer living for you. You were good to have around, do not misunderstand, but I was living for me. I told this to Failsafe, and she was quiet for a long time. Then she said she had to feed her frog, and I left. But I think it was a good talk.
Guardian, I bring an invitation. It's not too late to accept. Everything I do is for the sake of a second golden age. I return to what we have all lost. The Witness's failure showed that homogeny is fragile. Strength rises from individuality. It rejected the lesson of its own memory. Commander Takal's strength was their individual perspective. Their skill at directing an army. Not a hive mind. The echo of command and I were equally shapeless before we joined. It reformed my consciousness even as I made it into my mantle. Power joined to individual will. This is the key. Commander Takal lacked one, and the Witness lacked the other. I hold both. With the echo, I encouraged my Vex's individuality. I commanded your ally. With more application, could anything lie beyond my reach? I have the will and power to create a new golden age. I am no tyrant. The conductor listens to her chorus. Join it and be heard. I'm sure we'd both prefer you make that choice for yourself. But believe me, that isn't necessary.
Listen, Guardian. I was thinking hard about how to beat the conductor, and Osiris stopped me. He said the conductor is very strong and has abilities we cannot stand against. But he said maybe we can beat Maya Sandrash. Osiris told me the story of Maya, how she was lost in the Vex network, split into hundreds of copies, until the powers of the Echo brought her to life. The conductor is one of those copies. Could be the first one, could be all of them smashed together. Maybe she does not even know herself. But Osiris says all Mayas are scientists, and we can see her thoughts in her experiments. We must find what she is trying to do. Failsafe has located pieces of tech to help you study the exobodies in Maya's laboratory. If we can learn what Maya is doing with those, maybe we can think of a way to stop her. Brains, not brawn, yes?
conductor has that pile of exoframes down in her lab. She was using them to host consciousnesses. I've been trying to figure out why, and then it hit me. Inconclusive. I need control data from other exos, and Europa's a great place to find some. This is good data. Yeah, I think I can almost decrypt another one of the conductor's exos. All I need now is a cerebral host matrix. One of the classic brain models. Could you help me out, Captain? Alright, sure there's a host matrix around here. Beep boop, beep boop. Nah, I'm kidding. I'll just mark it for you. I'm way better at finding stuff since he upgraded me. Thanks for that, by the way. Got it. If you're ready, we can head back into the conductor's lab. The exoframes she's working on down there have got to be key to the golden age she keeps talking about. We just need to uncover their secrets before she kills us all.
must gain access to Sandaresh's facility once again. With the data failsafe is collected, we can better determine Sandaresh's use of the exo-consciousnesses within the VexNet. The conductor seeks to assimilate all of Sol under her command. She desires a golden age. But what does she really mean? With her methods, I do not assume benevolence. All I know is that it would undo everything we have accomplished since the collapse. We cannot allow this.
Empress Kaido believes that the Shadow Legion here are commanded by the defector scion, Yurix. It would explain their interest in Maya's research, and the Echo. It wouldn't just be access to the Vex simulation network. It would give Yurix command over an entire Vex collective. You could see the danger in that. Maya is diverting Radiolaria to search the Vex simulation network, peering into other timelines, trying to find our own past. And to that end, raising an army of her own collective to subsume Sol. She can use her Echo to control Vex, but these are under her command completely. She's converting them to serve her. Do they even know what they're doing?
Sandaresh's use of Chioma prefigures a dangerous compromise. We knew that she was capable of stepping beyond the bounds of ethics in her experimentation, but now we know the extent. The threat is serious and imminent.
Fidelity test. How did I make you cry on our wedding night?
Maya? Maya? Where are we? How? We're alive.
How did I make you cry on our wedding night?
You didn't. I made you cry. Because I called you Sunrise. Suryo Day. Because your mother called you that. Because it reminded you she was gone. That she missed the happiest day of your life. And I touched your cheek. And I told you there's always another sunrise. Even after we see it set.
Degaussing exomind. Sentimentality is higher than expected variance.
Sandaresh is bringing copies of her wife, Chioma Esi, out of the VexNet. Finding them, interrogating them, and discarding them.
For her golden age?
No. No, perhaps what would be her own personal golden age. The wife she remembers. The one from her own simulation.
And Maya will destroy Sol to find her.
Osiris, I heard what the Guardian found. How could Maya do such a thing to Chioma, to the woman she loved?
Sandaresh convinced herself that she could never have loved this Chioma at all. Not this one. And not the others.
But this Chioma loved Maya. We heard it. I am sorry for doubting, for believing the conductor for even one moment. I am so sorry, Osiris, for doing that to you.
No, Saint. Don't apologize. You were forgiven from the first. Guardian, I can now confirm. Every exoframe in Maya's lab once held the consciousness of Maya's wife, Chioma Esi. Each a different version, pulled from the Vex network. Uploaded, judged, found wanting, and eliminated. Guardian, there are details about Maya Sandrash I kept from Saint. He did not need to know the cruelty of the hands that touched his mind, or how much they reminded me of my own. But today, I saw a reflection of myself. Had I lost my way? If I never found Saint and instead wrapped myself in obsession, I thought myself heroic in my search, romantic, and that I was justified by my success. What if I had not realized my good fortune? If I had met Saint, not with relief, but with skepticism, to imagine myself finding Saint, deciding he is wrong, killing him, and then starting again. It would have broken me, and I believe it has broken Maya. One capable of such horror has defiled the concept of love. Do not forget what you're dealing with.
The conductor waits at the core of Nessus, working to awaken the planet and consume us in a flood of radiolaria. All in the name of her golden age, where she reunites with Chioma. Guardian, we cannot fight against the echo of command. But I think we could find Chioma. The Chioma Maya thinks of as hers. Failsafe believes she could isolate a signature using Chioma's original logs on Neomuna. Maya is still confined to the Nessus network, so that information remains out of her reach. It's the only advantage we've got. If we took that signature back to the lab, we could succeed where Maya has failed. Listen, I won't put another life in Maya's hands, not after what she's done. But if anyone could make her understand, it would be the one Chioma she's been searching for. I realize this is a long shot. Failsafe has prepared a contingency plan in case this goes wrong. One way or another, the conductor's search ends now.
Guardian, we have managed to decrypt another personal log taken from Maya Sandarish's domain. At first, we discovered the method of her search, but we were mistaken as to what she was looking for. Now we understand. Here, listen.
Maya Sandrash. Personal log. Incidental. The variances have been outside of acceptable bounds on each attempt. Incomplete or divergent memories. Outsized or diminished emotional responses. These forgeries are not my children. The memories are baseline. There are other timelines that mirror this one so closely that my interrogation would not, by itself, yield my Chioma. They all loved me. They all remembered the name of our daughter. That isn't the point. My Chioma would understand what I'm doing here. All she needs to do is look at the state of Soul since our time on Neomuna. The mistake of the collapse, Clovis's hubris, the revelation of the witness. My Chioma see me as a savior, and that she and I have a chance to rescue humanity from itself.
You see, She's a Pygmalion carving her love from the Vex, too obsessed with her sculpture's perfection to see that the flaws lie within herself. She doesn't remember Chioma, no more than she remembers the Golden Age. Their memories clouded by ego and need far removed from the real. Chioma will die 1,000 deaths before Maya realizes her love is conditional. But perhaps we can find her real Chioma. And she can convince Maya of her error.
Captain, the Veil terminal on Neomuna should hold a trace of the Chioma Esi the conductor thinks of as hers. If I attune to it, I can match its frequency and find the corresponding Chioma in the conductor's lab.
I think. Then we can pull that Chioma's consciousness through, I think. And then she can talk the conductor out of murdering us. I think.
I've isolated the signal. It's one of hundreds, but it's the same as the conductor. I'm ready to carry out Ikora's orders.
But first, we need a plan B. Take me to an active Vex network node on Neomuna. I have an idea. Okay, Captain. I need you to install a Vex network relay for me here on Neomuna. The conductor can only monitor Nessus incursions, so this should let me help if things go wrong. Beep boop bingo. Set it up right there. Alright, that's my back door into the Vex network, just in case reuniting Maya with Chioma goes horribly wrong. Not that I think it will, but I kinda think it will. Be safe. Okay, Captain?
Guardian, you venture into Sandaresh's domain once again. But now, I have a word of caution. I know how Saint felt when the conductor called to him. I recognize it from when Savathun had her hold over me. Thoughts that are not your own. Flashes of another consciousness encroaching on yours. And soon, rattling against the bars of your own mind. Even as you try to ask forgiveness for what you have been made to do. I feel it again. The conductor grows more dangerous each passing moment. We cannot know the extent of the Echo's power until we see it for ourselves. I know it will not end with the Vex or with Saint. It will end with us all. Go, Guardian. We must finish this before we too are compelled. Failsafe's countermeasures will put an end to Sanderesh's research here.
That, and finding the Chioma from Maya's timeline will hopefully finish this.
Our calibrations on Yamuna will allow us to locate Chioma within the VexNet. But even if we succeed, and find the version of Chioma that Sanderesh is searching for, I'm not certain it will be enough. We shall see. I can only hope that my fears are unfounded. Even if Sanderesh fails eternally at her goal, she will eat away at our reality until it is subsumed by her Vex. We learned of her methods with the Veil. Each successive experiment, another step towards her own oblivion.
We've isolated the signature for Dr. Esi's consciousness from Neomuna. Her Chioma could convince Maya to end this.
Her Chioma stood by and watched it happen before. Sanderesh has brought Cabal under the Echo's power. Her mastery is growing. This will be our only chance to end the threat and secure the Echo.
Wait, I don't... This is her. Chioma Esi. From our own past. Here. Dead. She's been thrown away too. Does Maya know what she's done?
Fidelity test. When did you first tell me you loved me?
I wish I could remember the time I loved you.
Elaborate.
I watched the woman I loved whittle herself away. Compromise by compromise. And I stood by you in each atrocity. Now all I see in front of me is a monster. Not my sunrise.
I'm trying to save you. You're not my Chioma. If you were her, you would understand. Degassi.
I am her. What I am not is your personal delusion.
You're like all the others. Scared and shallow-minded. Degassing exomind. Emotional fidelity test failed.
She found her Chioma and discarded her like all the rest.
That was my fear. Maya knows what she's become. There is no version of her wife who would accept her as she is now. Sanderesh is so shrouded by her own obsession that she did not even recognize the Chioma from her own simulation.
But she'll keep searching. Murdering Chioma again and again. Trying to find someone who's already dead.
If just for that, she must be stopped.
Calculating chances of the Vex Mind survival against our combined efforts.
It's done so, Captain.
Guardian, you will have to confront her again. This will end. Saint, do you have the coordinates?
I am here, Osiris. I am ready.
Is that a wise course of action, Osiris?
Sanderesh, you are obsessed. Can't you see that? You already found your Chioma.
You destroyed my work. And now you're coming for me. So be it.
Guardian, I will stand with you. I know who I am. She won't command me again.
Maya will never listen to us.
We have to try.
There is no walking back from what she's done to Chioma Esi.
We must give her a choice. She can still surrender.
I'll be by your side when she doesn't.
You had to drag me down to bleed in the mud with you.
How many died to find the Chioma you call yours? Even then, you cast her aside.
You think that facsimile, that copy, was my Chioma, with fear behind her eyes? No, not mine.
Splitting hairs to justify murder? You sound like Clovis.
Oh, an emotional assessment. Life is prototypes and iterations. Each past you relative to you now. Third-dimensional beings struggle with this concept.
No more words. Surrender!
Why? How will you compel me if I refuse? Put it down, Icor. Honestly. The rest of you, lay down your arms. Thank you. Now, come, drink your fill. Let me change your mind.
You can choose to end this differently. Let this obsession go!
Choice is the ego raging against the inevitable.
You may not see choice. But I make my own fate!
I command you!
Not this time.
I can only make you look. Perhaps, in time, you will see.
She escaped. The echo with her.
Greetings, Captain. I am quite pleased that you are alive. My planetary scans reveal that the Vex machinery within Nessus is dormant once again. Perhaps learning the truth about Chioma caused Maya to question her own judgment and halt her plans for galactic domination. Or maybe she changed her mind when Saint Unit and Ikora blasted the paint off her chassis. Either way, she has vanished into the Vex network. I will continue monitoring Nessus, but I believe we can celebrate a successful mission. Well, you can celebrate, at least. I was part of a crew again, and now it's over. I don't like goodbyes. You know, I thought I'd be sadder. Usually when I'm alone, it's like whoever left turned off the lights behind them. It gets real dark. But now, there's still a little brightness left. It's not coming from you, or Saint Unit, or Captain Jacobson. I guess it's me. I think maybe I can keep going just for me. See you around, Captain. Thanks for everything.
Guardian, I hope the helm isn't too crowded. A broad audience would make this difficult. I miss Cade every day of my life. I thought I'd moved on. I was wrong. I can't forget my friend, my teammate, my favorite jerk. Death cuts a wound in the living. It scabs over, but anything can tear it open again. We all bear this wound eventually. The Maya Sundaresh who became the conductor couldn't accept that. She wanted her wife back, no matter how much she hurt Chioma doing it. Her actions were dangerous. Beyond that, they were cruel to the woman she loved. There's nothing I want more than to speak with Cade again. The Pale Heart gave us a second chance. It wasn't enough. The burden of the living is that life continues, despite our grief. Despite those who don't continue with us. It troubled Osiris to see his drive reflected in Maya. I see myself in her grief. I see Zavala. And yet it's not grief we condemn, but her actions. I always find I learn best by teaching. Thank you, Guardian, for being a patient student.
You found traces of Maya, Guardian? So she still lives, hidden somewhere in the Vex network. I hope she will abandon her terrible search for her lost Chioma. But I fear she may be beyond reason. Maya wanted everything just so. But people do not always fit cleanly into a frame. They spill out over the edges. That beautiful mess is what makes us who we are. If you demand only perfection, you will end up alone. For no one is perfect. Of course, some of us are closer than others. Ha! Hi, Joe. I know who I am. I accept myself and all my flaws. And to me, I am enough. You understand what I am saying, Failsafe?
I understand, Saint Unit. I'm not gonna do a little speech about it, but I understand.